of the carnivore keepers here at the Akron Zoo, and today we're going to introduce you our new jaguar, Milan. And right now she is currently coming out right now onto her habitat. So this is about her fourth, fifth time now coming out here and exploring. We put her out last week just to get her used to everything. So she really likes interacting with people and she loves to explore. So you can see that she's doing that right now. She's currently standing on a heated rock, so that tree is heated, so it's nice because when it's cooler out, she can lay there and get warm. And it looks like one of our keepers also put some of her favorite food up there. So what you can see her eating is some of her Nebraska, and that is a diet item that she gets 5 days a week, and it's kind of reminds you of ground beef for humans. But it's specifically made for exotic felines in that aspect because it gets everything that they need nutritionally, and all of our large cats are on that diet. And she looks like she's going to maybe jump down. I don't know if you see this yellow cube structure right here. Yep, so there's some of that Nebraska right there that you can see from her, and that cube is a fire hose cube, and it is her favorite type of enrichment. It really stimulates her and she enjoys playing with it. So we put it out here to give her something to interact with, and why not give her her favorite toy for her public debut, for all the guests that want to see the Akron Zoo. Milan is 3 years old. She will be 4 in September. September 6th is her birthday. She came to us from the San Antonio Zoo, and she came here probably, I want to say December, and then we put her in quarantine at the hospital for a while. We let her get used to us and everything, and you can see she's really enjoying her favorite toy, so she loves carrying that around. But we moved her to the hospital, and then she had her quarantine period, and then early January we moved her here to the Mesoamerica building, and we just got her used to the building for a couple months, until the weather warmed up, and now it's warm enough we can put her out, and she's really excited. She loves this habitat, and she loves exploring. And you can see, all of her, she's probably 90 pounds, so we're really working on trying to get her on a scale and stuff like that. So she does some training, and she has gotten on a scale a couple times for us. We're still getting her used to that and, all the training that's involved, because obviously, with a new animal, she needs to get used to us, we need to get used to her. So we're just trying to build a lot of trust with her, and it's really coming along really well. Like I said, she loves interacting with people, so that helps our jobs. It makes our job a lot easier because she's so willing to train, and she is very food motivated, so that helps also.
So Eliana is asking, how much food does she eat in a day?
In a day, she gets 3.5 pounds of that Nebraska, and we split that up. Sometimes we'll give her a breakfast and a dinner, but we try to feed that a couple times a day at least, that 3.5. And sometimes she will tip that water bowl to her left. We are going to wait for it to... one of the things she also loves is fish, so I think it'll be nice, what we'll try to do once it warms up in the summer here. We'll put some fish in that pool, and we'll try to get her in the pool and swimming. And she loves to put on a show, so she will be happy when visitors can come. She's going to try to take that all the way up. One of the things she does like to do is she'll either lay up on top to the right there, or she will go up on top of where this waterfall usually comes out to our left. And she loves laying up there because she can kind of, be at the top and see where everything is and scope the zoo out. And she does this all the time, carries her toys all over the place, so this is nothing new.
She's really good at rearranging.
Yeah, she'll rearrange her furniture inside all the time in her, bedrooms.
All right, Brittany, we did already answer your question about her favorite enrichment item. You're looking right at it.
Yeah.
She loves her fire hose cube. So Cameron wants to know, how old is Milan?
Milan is 3 years old. She will turn 4 on September 6th.
So So Eli wants to know, how old can jaguars get?
In captivity, jaguars, it's not uncommon for them to get 15 to 20 years old.
What is Milan's favorite food?
Her favorite food, she really enjoys the Nebraska that we feed her, and we do give her the fish as treats. She loves those. So it's kind of like, if you like an Oreo, those are her Oreos. She really enjoys them.
Luke is asking, how often does she sleep?
She typically sleeps, I'd say, anywhere 10 to 15 hours a day. A lot of your larger cats, like lions and that, they can sleep up to 20 hours a day, but she does rest a lot during the day, especially on a nice day. She will be up top, sunning and enjoying all the outside weather, and she does nap quite a bit.
Landon wants to know, how much does she weigh?
She weighs 90 pounds, and we just weighed her yesterday.
Danny wants to know, does Milan prefer cold or warm weather?
She prefers warmer weather, so, it's kind of opposite of the snow leopard. Jaguars are from, central Southern America, so she does prefer that warmer weather, and, she's a little opposite of the snow leopards on the other side where they enjoy that cold weather. So we do kind of get her temperature parameters, so, if it's cooler out, we might give her access to her bedrooms to where she can get into the warm heat. But if it's a nice sunny day out now, so we're letting her explore her habitat a little bit.
Is this Milan's first day outside?
This is not, I'd say, 5th, 6th day outside. This is her public debut, but we put her out last week before a couple times, just to get her used to this so that we can, she knows what to expect and she gets to, see her habitat and really get comfortable with it.
So Meg wants to know if jaguars are born with their spots.
Yeah, they are. They are born with those, and they are more, they're very different than, a leopard or a cheetah, because, you can see how it's kind of rosettes with those spots in the middle of them.
Danny wants to know what other animals she can see when she goes to the top and looks out.
When she goes to the top, so right now, when she goes to the top, she can see our capybara habitat. So that was kind of what she was doing right there, was trying to see if our capybara Lanos is out, because she really enjoys watching her. And then she can also see over at the roof, sometimes if our snow leopards are up top, she can see them, and she can kind of see everything down, by the carousel and everything like that. And then also, if she's up by our waterfall, our condors are up here. Usually if they're on a hillside, she can see them too. So she's getting up there. Yeah, she loves doing this too.
So how long can jaguars' tails get?
Yeah, they're usually about foot and a half. The total length of a jaguar is about 5 feet. And then they're about 2.5 feet high at the shoulders.
So Tyler, what about Milan makes you smile the most?
What makes me smile the most? I think just how energetic she is, and it's so, when you come in the morning, she's always right there ready to greet you, and she's just so interactive, and she just loves interacting with all the keepers here. And I think I'm most excited to see how she's going to interact with all the guests when they get here, because I think she'll really enjoy all the visitors.
What is the native territory, country that jaguars are from?
They are, they can be found in Mexico. They used to be found in southern United States, so, lower Arizona, New Mexico, like that, but they're very common in, areas like Southern America, so Brazil, stuff like that. And then, because they do enjoy the wet rainforest type, climates.
A lot of these questions we have already answered, so I encourage you to watch the video in full.
Yeah. And it's really fun to see too, like when she's on these logs, that how she uses her claws and her back feet and her tail as balance. But like I said earlier, we'll get this pool filled for her soon, and she'll really enjoy that in this warm weather once it warms up in the summer.
So Cole and Piper want to know if Milan gets hand-on-hand human contact.
No, we do anything we do. If we feed her, if we train her, we use tongs, and we always have protected contact because we don't want to risk, anything happening, her accidentally getting one of our fingers or anything. So she is a very large cat, and we want it to be safe and for us and for her.
What is the difference between a jaguar and a leopard?
Jaguars are larger than leopards, and jaguars are from, they're the only large cat from the Americas. And you can also see jaguars have, like I said earlier, those rosettes, and their spotting is different.
Julian wants to know, how fast can she run?
About 30, 40 miles an hour at her top speed.
Are there spots unique like fingerprints?
Yes, their spots are unique, similar to fingerprints on humans, stripes on tigers. Every jaguar will have different set of or pattern of spots.
So Giovanni wants to know, how big can jaguars get?
They can typically get an adult, anywhere from 100. You can even get them as big as close to 200 pounds.
Cameron is wondering if she has all of her teeth.
She does have all of her teeth, yes. Those are all healthy, and we do a lot of training with her, health-wise, to make sure that everything's okay in her mouth, so we can get her to do a mouth open and stuff like that. Vet staff will come and they can make sure everything's really in healthy shape in her mouth, and also her paws and stuff.
So does she ever get lonely, and will she ever get a playmate?
She doesn't typically get lonely. One of the things about jaguars and their natural habitat is they're solitary animals, and they only really come together when it's breeding season. As far as getting a friend or a mate, what we do is we typically have an SSP every year that will decide that. So we kind of go year to year, and they decide, breeding recommendations for us. So we just gotta wait and see on that until probably the summer, late summer.
How high can jaguars jump?
They can typically jump, a couple feet in the air. Jaguars are actually very versatile climbers, so that's their main, distinction between, say, them and a lion is they really love to climb in trees and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons you can see some of these, this big tree here in her habitat. And we try to put these tables around like this that she really enjoys. And she enjoys dragging her toys under there and laying down.
Susan, the zoo is currently closed to the public until further notice. So right now we are not open for guests. So Mason wants to know, why do jaguars have spots?
They have spots as jaguars are very, the way they hunt in the wild is they use camouflage, and they're more stalking type predators. So that just helps camouflage them from their prey so that they can help stalk their prey, and then they do more of like a pounce. So that helps with that.
So Landon wants to know if Milan can have babies.
She is capable of, yes. And again, I think I answered earlier. What we would do is we'll see, if the SSP decided that she could have a boyfriend, then we would go that route. And it's a long process, but she is capable of, yes.
Is her tail round, or is it like a snow leopard tail?
It is round, and you can see that her fur is a lot thinner than on a snow leopard. A snow leopard's, fur is very thick, to where their tails look very, very thick. So hers is also a little bit, shorter than a snowbird because she doesn't need it as much for that balance that a snowbird would when it's, climbing the mountains and things like that.
Virginia wants to know if she has any toys to play with.
She does have toys to play with. So what you see now, she's not playing with it now, but her fire hose cube is her favorite. And then we also have a ton of toys inside her bedrooms that every night when she comes in, we put toys in her bedrooms and furniture, and she really enjoys, kind of refurbishing her bedroom and moving things around. So that is not unheard of for us to walk in and one piece of furniture is not where we put it for her.
So are most jaguars black?
Jaguars are typically, that pattern, that coloration that you see on Milan. So they'll have kind of that golden, brownish look with those black spots. It typically, most jaguars, there would be maybe a different shade of that, brown or orange, where some are lighter, some are darker as far as that shade.
So we have somebody who's a docent or a volunteer at the St. Louis Zoo. So any cool facts that he can share with his visitors about jaguars?
Jaguars are the largest cat from the Americas. I think that's, a really cool fact, and that's what makes them very unique. And then just what I think is really cool about them is their jaw strength is extremely strong. So we've seen Milan carry, 8-10 pound bowling balls around in her mouth like they're nothing. So just the jaw strength and just where their native habitat is really interesting.
So Cole wants to know, when will her pool get filled up?
We are just waiting for the weather to get a little bit warmer, and then we will get our facilities staff to kind of get that filled up for us. We have it cleaned out. We just need to make sure it's warm. We don't want it to be cold out and then she goes for a swim and gets real cold. So we're just waiting for, nice summer day, and we'll probably fill it up for the summer because once we fill it up, we'll let it go until it gets cold out in the fall, then we drop it again.
So James wants to know, how often does she get a checkup?
She gets a checkup once a year with our vet staff, and then every day when we're working with them, the keepers, we do training with her, and we just try and get eyes on her and make sure there's nothing on the ordinary with her. If there is something, she's, like I said, works well with us and our vet staff, to where if we were to see something out of the ordinary, we can call our vet staff over and they can take a look at her.
So Veda, and I apologize if I said that wrong, she wants to know, how many spots do they typically have?
I would say she probably has 100 or so. That is a good question, and I can definitely look into that and get back to her too.
Do you guys ever put live fish in the pool for enrichment?
We do not. Typically, the fish that we give to her, they come to us from a company, and they're the same fish that we actually feed our penguins.
Do jaguars carry their prey up a tree like leopards?
They can. They'll typically, once they get it, they will typically eat it on the ground, but it's not unheard of for them to, take it up to where high as a leopard, but...
Going through these questions, again, a lot of these questions we've already answered, so I just encourage you to watch the video in full. Does she have a favorite scent or smell?
Yeah, she loves, a lot of times what we'll do is cinnamon. She really enjoys, so if we have trash can lids, or any surface like that, we'll throw cinnamon on there. And she really loves perfumes, cherry perfume, vanilla extract, stuff like that. She really enjoys, and we'll see her rubbing on them and stuff like that.
So when did she first come to the Akron Zoo?
She got here in December of 2019.
I don't know if you know this, Tyler, but does she have any brothers or sisters?
She has one brother, so she came from San Antonio, and she has one brother, and her parents, they all still live in San Antonio Zoo.
Will she stay outside during the winter?
No, typically what we'll do, because she is a warm weather cat, she prefers that warm weather. Once it starts cooling off, we will bring her in to her bedrooms, but she does have a night area to where it's covered and it stays warm. So she'll stay in there for the winter. And then even during the summer, we have specific temperature guidelines for her. If it's rainy, and say it's 40 degrees, we'll give her access to the habitat and her bedroom, so she can have that, choice of, all right, I'll go inside where it's warmer, I'll come out here.
So what is in the box, which I believe they're referring to her fire hose cube, and is she hungry?
In her box, I know our keepers put some of her Nebraska, her food, her diet item, and all it is just fire hose that's woven around into cubes. So that's literally just all that fire hose. And we have courses that we've done, or some of our keepers have done at these workshops where you learn how to weave fire hose. And she's not hungry right now. We usually give her, typically once a day, we'll feed our large carnivores. So she will know, her internal clock will come 4 o'clock-ish. She'll start realizing, oh, it's time to eat, and then she'll shift into her bedroom for us to eat.
So Timmy wants to know how their fur protect them.
The fur protects them from not only, natural things, getting scratched or stuff like that, or it will help keep them warm a little bit, kind of like your dog or cat at home.
Idra wants to know if she was born here at the Akron Zoo.
She was not born here at the Akron Zoo. She was born at the San Antonio Zoo, and then she came to us about, 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Isaiah wants to know, how many toys does she have?
I would say she has close to 50 toys right now, and we're constantly getting stuff donated to us. We have an entire room at the zoo that is dedicated to toys for all of our animals.
Have you ever tried catnip or mint?
We have not. One of the things that our vet staff has found is mint, stuff in the mint, especially catnip. We don't offer that to any of our large cats. And this might be her first time seeing some snow.
Don't worry, guys, about her being cold. She's actually laying on a heated tree right now.
Yeah, where she's laying, that's heated, and then she does, she'll get access to her bedrooms where it's warm at. So we check that tree where she's at every single day to make sure we temp it, with one of those temp guns, and then we always make sure it's warm enough and if it never doesn't work, say we go in and it's not working, we simply wait till we can get it fixed, and then we would put her out.
What is the endangered status of jaguars?
She is least concerned, so they aren't, they're pretty far down on that, list of extinction.
Does Milan ever talk to the snow leopards?
She does not talk to the snow leopards. She's, for the most part, pretty quiet. Our male snow leopard, Tai Long, he will talk a lot to her, though.
Is she afraid of anything?
She is not afraid of anything, no. Not that I've noticed yet. Everything we, whenever we have her enrichment, she's always inquisitive and always willing to explore it. As of right now, I don't think I've seen anything that she's really afraid of.
So those of you who just noticed that it is snowing, yes, and this is the first time Milan has ever seen snow that, to our knowledge. Yeah.
I don't know San Antonio weather.
I wouldn't guess it snows often in Texas.
Yeah. She doesn't seem to mind at all. And yeah, like we said, she is laying on that nice heated tree, so.
So did anything in the habitat change or get updated before Milan called it home?
Yeah, some things such as we had some large logs in here that were getting old and, they were starting to rot, so we got those out. And then we did put a new table in for her. And other than that, just the pole is the only thing that's different because it's empty, but we'll fill that for her. So this table that she's walking up to now, we put that in for a couple weeks ago. And just some landscaping stuff's all that really got done.
So Isaiah wants to know, how many teeth does she have?
I want to look that up. Yeah, we will look that one up for her.
We'll come right back to that, Isaiah. So do jaguars in their native habitat ever experience winter or snow?
I don't think they. Sometimes it's probably rare because they're from that tropical area to where it's typically in the 70s to 80s, degrees weather-wise. But it's not unheard of.
So who is her favorite keeper?
She loves all of us.
What would she eat in her native habitat?
She would eat, some of her prey items are caiman, snakes. Capybara is one of those items. Yeah, smaller birds, anything like that. She is an apex predator in her natural habitat, so pretty much whatever she wants, she can get.
So do you think she's missing her siblings from the San Antonio Zoo?
I do not personally, and one of the things, with large cats is once they hit a couple years old and mature, they typically go out on their own anyway, so she's 3 years old, almost 4 years old, so, and we're giving her a lot to do, and she's really enjoying it here, so I do not think she misses her family. So, and I did find an answer. She has, 30 teeth in her mouth, so.
So do any of the other animals have heated items in their habitats?
Our snow leopards have a heated rock where they can lay on. And then the lions also have heated rocks by their viewing, and then the grizzly bears also. That's all I can think of on the top of my head.
All right, well, that is all we have for you guys today. Milan has about had it with this nonsense of snow. She's like, we're getting towards the end of April. Stop it. Great.
All right. Well, thank you, and we're all excited to have everyone visit us again, and hopefully you enjoy this Lunch and Learn, and Milan is excited to get everyone out here to see her.